Hello, everybody, and welcome to this first episode to our Open LMS podcast. Today, we have a really special guest. He is Pablo Borbon. He is our Senior Director of Growth, and he is going to share with us interesting perspectives and insights about one of our most relevant themes that we are talking today. I am talking about digital transformation and its impact in education. So, Pablo, are you here?
I am. Thank you,
Are
Manuel,
you
and
there?
thank you
Sorry.
for for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. This is our very own first episode of this podcast in English. So I'm just eager to start with this and see where it goes. Hopefully, this is fun and useful for our customers.
Yes, bear with us if you see any mistake or any error that we are doing in this podcast. But let's move forward and let's start with this quick interview talking about what is digital transformation in education.
Well, digital transformation, that's probably one of those terms that everybody talks about, and it represents just a challenge on its own to understand what it is. And the thing is, digital transformation is using digital ends or channels or mechanisms in order to transform the way that you deliver value to your audience, to your customers, to your students, right? Specifically in education, is we're thinking or evaluating how those digital means can help you succeed as an institution on your mission towards your audiences, right? It could be specific things like improving on processes or finding new ways to generate value to your end users or eliminate some of the friction points that customers or that learners or that your teachers could have during their experiences with the institution. So there are many things that could be optimized or achieved via digital means, and digital transformation is essentially rethinking how you could organize your processes, your people, your elements of your value chain in order to deliver more efficiently or with a new layer of effectiveness.
Okay, so as I understand, digital transformations goes beyond to have an LMS in your institution and no more. It is
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we are open LMS, so we definitely will love people to buy our product, and that's of course a fact. But the other fact, and this is actually a deep reality that we all should understand, is that digital transformation is not about the technology itself, right? It is not the LMS. It is not the mechanisms that we have to communicate with the students. It is not about the computers or the infrastructure, the network that we build. It is about how we effectively use those means towards an end, right? Towards a specific goal that we are building as an institution. If it does not create value, if it's not transforming the way that we generate that value, if it is not helping essentially in a significant and meaningful way towards that overall vision that we have as an institution, then it's not really transformation. It's just the digital component. It is cool technology to have, as we probably have always said on our engagement with customers and with prospects and the overall communities. It is not really your LMS. It is what you do with that, which is
okay.
significant and important.
Okay, nice. And from your point of view, what are the main challenges that institutions and organizations are facing up nowadays?
That's a good question, and we all know that COVID has come with its own package of new challenges and situations and elements that add into difficulties that institutions and organizations already have. In some sort of way, what COVID has provided is a multiplying effect into some of the deficiencies or even challenges that we had before. And in that aspect, or in that sense, one of the biggest challenges is really understanding the new expectations that learners have around their education. It was a significant challenge before, but now more than ever, because of security or health concerns because of limited budgets that learners have, or even just because the fact that they want to make the most out of their investment in education, we are more than ever, or institutions are more than ever, in a very competitive landscape, right?
Okay.
They are facing a competition that it goes beyond the local geographical boundaries, or even the same category of solutions, right? It's not only about universities competing each other. It is that new competitors come from maybe organizations that are not traditionally devoted to education, maybe programs that come from companies, right? And other sorts of providers. So in that sense, meeting or understanding expectations and being able to translate those into specific actions that could be taken in the institution as a path, or let's say a roadmap of improvements, and how technology plays a role in that is probably the biggest challenge. Going, I will say, out of the building, of course, right now it is a challenge on its own, but getting to know and interact with learners, with instructors, and all the other players that are part of this institutional mission, it is key. And that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we have right now.
Okay, nice. And if you could summarize in three tips what a new institution should consider before to start a digital transformation plan, what would you say?
Well, the first tip I would say is to start with the end in mind, and that end usually is very well explained and developed and already communicated in the institutional plan, right? What are those basic elements of differentiation that the institution already has? How they want to position themselves towards their audience? What is it that? Why is it that a new learner should maybe enroll in their programs? Identifying those and how they're going to create a different learning experience, or what their value is towards their audience, is the first step that I will say it needs to be very clear towards a getting into a digital transformation plan. The second one is thinking about prioritization, right? And budget. So one of the phrases that I have dearest and closest to me is if everything is a priority, nothing really is, right? And the fact is, as budgets are tight, as conditions around this market and the overall industry are also difficult, and we have challenges in terms of enrollments, in terms of retention, and so much, and so on and so forth. The ability to select the right elements to invest in and consider their impact and how they're going to translate into real value and real needles moving in the right direction is going to be critical. And in that sense, the investments need to be very calculated and fully aligned with that differentiation element and the goals that the institution has identified in the first step. And the third one is really be concise and selective in how they approach, uh, so they could have quick wins, right? And that they could start showing and iterating into those quick wins, so they have more faith from the decision makers and the people involved in those initiatives, but at the same time have early feedback and capture early comments from their learners, from their instructors, and everybody else that is involved in this learning community, so they can iterate fast. One of the biggest risks that the digital transformation projects have is the disconnection between what was the original proposal towards that value generation initiative versus the realities of the implementation. So if we are quick to show those early gains or early efficiency creators, plus we have the ability to connect with the end users or the community that is participating in this project to capture feedback and see how we are doing, and if we need to tweak on something here and there, then that's definitely going to help in the overall success of the initiatives that we embark on for digital transformation.
Awesome, awesome, pretty cool tips. And before finalize, I am aware that in OpenLMS we have a financial support plan. Could you please tell us more about it?
Yeah, of course you are aware, Manuel. You have been helping us communicating this around. That was fun, actually. The digital transformation plan that we are offering the community in OpenLMS responds to two different challenges the institution have. The first one is tight budgets now, right? And some inabilities to invest in the right things. And the other one is essentially tracing a plan that is long term and that also alleviates some of those budget tensions to invest in the right directions to make the project succeed. Uh, this is specifically achieved via a series of discounts that we have in our OpenLMS product. So we eliminate those concerns in budgets on the initial years so institutions can invest on other important things that need to happen or to have in their initiatives in order for them to succeed. Let me give you a very specific example. Instead of buying the LMS at 100% of the price in year one, they can actually buy that at a significant discount on the first year and invest that money that they save there into content generation or content production, maybe on training for their instructors, or maybe on equipment that they need to produce content, right? And the second year, there's also a discount that helps them navigate through some of the financial challenges that they may have because of COVID. So it is a response to that, and hopefully what it will get for our customers and for our community is this budget relief, and hopefully also the ability for them to invest in other things that they need to take care of for them to be successful at any LMS implementation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Pablo. And if any of you want to participate in this financial support plan, you can visit openlms.net and you can find there a link and see if you can apply to this plan. Pablo, anything else you want to add before to say bye?
No, I just love that we are doing this podcast, and I will also love to invite the overall community to join us at community.openlms.net. We also have great discussions there, and we have a COVID support group in which people are sharing some of the practices that they have been implementing in their initiative. So yeah, it will be just really cool to see you guys there.
Okay, that's all for this first episode. So thank you for watching or listening. And that's all. Thank you. See you in the next time.
Bye-bye.